Hey 704, I'm really trying hard here to figure out the best way to explain how to make this scale drawing make sense to you. I know it's a lot to take in, but we're going to work through it slowly so that you can create your ideal room and come up with a cool blueprint for your ultimate living space. So what we did originally was we took the measurements of this classroom and we came up with a scale factor of 2. And so what I did was I converted the actual distance across the room, the length and the width, and converted it from feet to meters. And then from there, by using a scale factor of 2, we came up with the length and the width of this drawing. Now, the problem with that is that if we use that scale factor, I quickly learned just by doing some trial and error here, if I were to look at the measurements of a queen-size bed, so I take the measurements of an actual queen-size bed, which is 60 inches by 80 inches, I converted that using an online converter to meters. And then, because it's now 1.5 meters in length and 2 meters in width, in the drawing, using my scale factor of 2, this is how tiny the bed would be. This tiny little rectangle in this whole big space doesn't really seem to work out that well. So, back to the drawing board. It's okay. We're not so far into this yet that we can't change our minds. So, I decided now to look at a scale factor of 3 instead, which you'll see is going to be a much better way to break this down. So if I use the same measurements and I multiply my measurements in meters by 3, these are the new dimensions of the bed on the drawing. So I don't need to change the dimensions of the outside of the shape, right? The room size is still going to be the same. All we're doing now is scaling all of the objects up so that they make sense in the real space. So now, using the exact same original bed size, which is 1.5 by 2 meters, I now can see that it will look this big on the drawing. So there's the bed in this picture right here. And so it ends up being 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters, length times width, with a scale factor of 3. So this is what you really need to take in, okay? Every time you look up a piece of furniture online and you need to get its dimensions, its length and its width, you need to figure out what that is in meters. Okay, so some websites are obviously going to give you the dimensions in the imperial system, which uses feet and inches. If you can only find feet and inches, you need to convert it to metric. You need to have a number that is in meters. Okay, there's plenty of conversion software available online, and most websites will give you the metric measurements anyway. But meters is the base unit we're going to be working with. So, for every piece of furniture you buy for your room, whether it's a carpet or a bed or a couch, you need to know the length and the width in meters. Once you know that, you simply take each of those numbers and multiply it by 3. Why 3? Well, 3 is the scale factor that we're going to use. Scale factor of 3. So any measurement you have in meters, multiply by 3, and that's going to be the number you'll use to draw the object. Okay, so just to review, the queen bed that I had looked up online was 1.5 meters by 2 meters, okay, length and width. When I multiply each of those numbers by 3, I get my centimeter equivalent on the scale drawing. So it's going to be 4.5 by 6 centimeters. I drew that out here. Here's my 6 centimeter length of the bed. My 4.5 width of the bed makes a nice rectangle, and you can see compared to the overall size of the room, that kind of makes sense for a queen bed. Alright, so I know that's a lot to process, but we're going to be working on it in class. I just wanted you to have this available so you could see how to make that work. Alright.